Hello everyone, welcome back to another Madden video, and now I'm going to be starting the Browns franchise. That's it. So, I play on Pro, and I got 8-minute quarters and all that. Show you it here. So yeah, there we go. Playing against Steelers, so it's 6 overall talent difference against them. So this should be hard.
The #1 pick starts on day 1.
Here we go.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, no waiting around. We jump right into an AFC North battle in Week 1 between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cleveland Browns.
And it's raining and everything. Of course, we got Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward out here.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
On the left side, it's McDonald. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Now Landry. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They're brought out by the #1 overall pick in this year's draft, the Heisman Trophy winner from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
From walking on at 2 different programs in the Big 12 to a Heisman Trophy winner, Maxwell Award winner, Walter Camp winner, and unanimous All-American, not to mention the #1 overall pick in the NFL. The stars have certainly aligned for Baker Mayfield, but now comes the tough part. Can you get an 0-16 team back to respectability and hopefully in the future to playoff success?
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Baker Mayfield, obviously the #1 pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people rally to him, how people respond to him. He talked about seeing him at a workout, how he showed up, yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go #1.
And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Just dumping it off, try not to make any bad throws.
3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that. But it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway.
That's right in between those two.
20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
Now let's go.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And now running right through it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, he's looking sharp right from the get-go here. Tough division. They needed this kind of a start. But I think this is part of where scripting comes in. We always hear about the scripting of plays, how they're going to be called. Everyone dress rehearses their script, and right now they're following it to a T.
And for that opening drive, so part of the script still to come, right, partner?
Yeah, no doubt about it. We've got a ways to go with that, but you can tell that they worked on the script the entire week in practice, and it's paying off for them.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Now let's go. Blue line it.
Mayfield to throw it. And nearly an interception here on their opening
Nearly
drive.
caught for a touchdown.
But instead, 3rd down.
Chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a 3rd.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination.
Let's go. 319. 319.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Yep. Oh, wait, on us?
Wait a second.
What?
They did not accept that after the
I thought that was on them.
What?
I would not have done that.
Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you.
This
You
commentary
have
is
to take
dumb.
that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
No one would take that.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Where is he going? Running all the way down the field.
There, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Roethlisberger. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
That was lucky. Yeah, clear lane down the field.
I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from.
Again, once again, I'm not going to even try. I got to get him a sack, I think.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's
yes, so I'm going to try to get him the sack real quick.
on 2nd down, it's Bell. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the return this time.
Interceptions on interceptions on interceptions.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Drops it off for Chubb. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and failing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Now a second down throw for Mayfield. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. The Browns on
Basically
third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end in Njoku. And able to get him down.
No pick.
Reach the 5.
Like, I'm okay.
No. That sets up a 1st and goal.
About to say I'm okay with the
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air. Mayfield. And he can't corral it.
Double coverage.
Maybe a big missed opportunity there defensively in the end zone. And now 3rd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Okay, what was that?
Really good, smart play by the defense, understanding
on the receiver, not Mayfield.
Guarding the first down sticks and being able to make a play on the football and bat it down.
And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
The Steelers making their way out. It's sort of an interesting offseason for them. You at times get the sense that there's not always complete harmony, but boy, when you get everyone together and that offense is humming, there's something to watch.
They almost feel like a team that they actually use that works for them, right? Different guys want the ball, different guys want attention, and then when it's focused on them, they tend to produce. And I think on the defensive side of the ball, they got a great rookie season out of T.J. Watt at outside linebacker. But I'm hearing whispers this offseason that Bud Dupree, another outside linebacker, is due for a big season. And if so, they could be back to being known as Blitzburg.
The Steelers picking up 15 yards there at a 1st down.
But
Charles, Le'Veon Bell, 26 going on 27, and the shelf life of these NFL running backs seems to be getting shorter and shorter. How long can he go at this torrid pace?
Usually we say 30 is kind of the line of demarcation for a running back. But Le'Veon Bell played all 16 games in 2017, takes great care of himself off the field. I think he's got a chance to break through that 30-year-old mark, and in a big way. There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
He's going to air one out. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Early in the quarter, when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did it.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
I know all it takes
is a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. A gain of 6 there on first. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this. A reminder coming up at the half, we hook up with a new guy, Jonathan Coachman from Orlando. He'll have highlights and analysis, and more importantly this year, scores and stats from around the league here in week 1. So do not press that skip button. He's going to float this one deep right side. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Hargraves out of it again.
The Browns on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, Mayfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. And McDonald here over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster complete.
What was that? Nah, that was a glitch. I kept trying to get this dude, and he just sat there like nothing happened. Like what was that?
The ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Travis Carey. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Past the 20. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. Well, when both guys went up for the ball, I just thought, who's going to come down with it? I didn't think he'd come down with it and then take it all the way for a touchdown.
That's battling, isn't it? Because normally, if both guys go up for it and come down with it, the tie goes to the offense. The defensive player didn't want it to be a tie at all. He wanted a little bit more, took it, and went the other direction.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here comes Ryan Switzer to return it. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you could kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go. So you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, what they have to do when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well. Because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter brought a time to change things. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger on first down. And that is incomplete.
Almost
7 seconds remaining. Terrence Mitchell right there on the coverage. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again is Roethlisberger. This will be caught just inside the 10. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Boswell's kick is good. So we've reached halftime here on opening. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third.
Got a pick 6 and
set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now it's Duke Johnson here on the return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what?
Last play
you
in
adjust
the Bronco
yourself
game
and try and stay ahead of the pace.
That kind of got me a little cocky,
separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, got to make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Flushed out right, fighting through, eluding the pressure right. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll try to throw here. Mayfield going deep here for Landry. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. Landry, the intended target. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. Real done for that one.
I don't know why he just like purposely ran into Obadiah.
Randall. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they gotta like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm gonna follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. He gets it to Brown, complete. First catch for the NFL's leader in receiving yards a year ago, and a first down. I think their fans are saying, hey, where's that Roethlisberger to Brown connection been in this one?
First time they get together is in the second half. I don't think any of us would have predicted that going in because we know how valuable that is to their offense, and that could be a big reason why they're not winning right now.
Yep.
So that'll back him up 5.
And of course,
the full
I'm
start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Emmanuel Ogbah there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory.
Gotta get this.
Reminder, 4 more games set to kick off later this afternoon. Chiefs, Chargers, Seahawks and the Broncos, Redskins and Cardinals, and then the Cowboys against the Panthers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. A pretty good coverage there.
I don't know how I
Both
like
of
those
these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it. And in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game. And
pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Looks like I'm
T.J. Watt coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards.
He absolutely
and the
shoot
Steeler
me
offense,
up.
they're set up nicely as they take over. So from
Again,
the
I'm trying to
39
get this
now,
sack
they'll come
for
up on
over.
1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand the cover. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for his big tight end there, Jesse James. And it's 3rd and 4. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
That'll go as a loss of 5, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is
once again a wide open Antonio Brown. Couldn't make it.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
And this one will not get there.
That was way off.
It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
I tell you, it's not easy kicking field goals in the best of conditions. Yet in a downpour like we're in right now, it makes it that much harder. And sure enough, they can't convert here.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire up this run game. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
Try to do it again.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop him. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4.
I'm gonna run it.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough.
I tried to throw it and it didn't throw it. That's some bull. That's some real bull.
I like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the 1st down. Close it out. I remember being taught that cliches have become so for a reason. A lot of times they're true, right? Most time they used to tell us about letting sleeping dogs lie. But this one wasn't sleeping. Maybe it was just
no, Juju been like there.
You've got the lead. You may have ignited them now if they stopped you.
That's exactly right. If you take the points here, you don't shift momentum necessarily on that play. You probably just did. Roethlisberger.
That was on
Vance McDonald, the tight end, was the target. And that'll make it 3rd down.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball. And we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. But it's brought in by Washington. And they're able to work this.
I almost had him with Myles Garrett, too. If I didn't jump too early, I would have had him.
Yards.
Or he would have thrown it.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on. And this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead.
Just gotta stop.
Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Yep.
The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Throwing again, it's Roethlisberger. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Just threw it away. Even that was just a really bad throw.
And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown, out of his reach and incomplete. Now Ben on 3rd and long. And he will go down outside the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This officially a 55-yard attempt.
And I guess they don't get us to win.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
He got the distance.
The offense trots back out
he just
there. Let's turn our
didn't
focus
make
now
it.
to Nick Chubb. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start, but since then really found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime adjustments, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Mayfield looks to throw. And this is incomplete. They were looking for Johnson that time, and it's 3rd and 5.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Now I'm going for this.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after.
And a fake here, direct snap to the up man.
No, see that? Why that not work?
Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. It's such a risky play there to fake it. You're either the hero or the GOAT. Here they're going to be the GOAT.
Unfortunate, too, because you know they thought they had something.
GOAT isn't greatest of all time.
Just to call it. They don't just say, oh, what the heck, let's go ahead and fake it here. They feel like they've got something on. They've got the defense in the right spot. Just unsuccessful in that opportunity.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it. So it's not that big of a...
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Oh, Roethlisberger injured.
Following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now it's the backup Rudolph. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Mayfield to throw it. They set up the screen to Chubb.
Oh, if he didn't get tripped on his own line, man.
It'll set up a 3rd down.
Another nice pickup through the
He didn't trip on his own line
might
right
expect
there.
them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Now Mayfield. And this is
You should have caught that.
Incomplete.
I'm not
sure we could
doing
spot any
this here.
tendency here on this third
Nope.
down. They could have run
Punting
it
this.
or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now Brown. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the
We
field.
gotta stop him. They still got Mason Rudolph out there though. This might be fine.
On 1st down, Rudolph. Over the middle, complete. It's McDonald. And he's taken down inside the 30. They call it a game.
Okay, I just want to see the injury report. For us, not a single person. For them, they got Roethlisberger out for the game. Ooh, that's no good for them. And then this dude is only out for a quarter.
19, and it moves the chains.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how he, one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
The passing
Okay,
game in
like, we
rhythm right
cannot
now
let
for
them get this
Pittsburgh. There's
touchdown.
another 1st down.
They can get a field goal, they won't. They cannot get a
Pretty
touchdown.
good chunks of yardage too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Now it's Connor. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great
I just have to
play
get him just for a field goal.
Taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Time for a break. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Mayfield to throw. He sets to fire deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to, you and your brothers, just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Wow, lots of false starts.
They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert, 2nd-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida. The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Now let's go. Green 39.
Now it's Rudolph. Man open left side is Brown. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh 1st. Rudolph. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. 2-minute drills, they're tough enough, pressure-packed enough, and these elements makes it significantly tougher.
And you don't have the margin where you can say, okay, I can allow for certain things and maybe change up a little bit. Because it's a 2-minute situation, you've got to try and make the same plays you would make if the elements didn't
See, the thing
exist.
is like, none of these guys are their starters.
3 extra yards to the 43. Pretty good running there, 9 yards.
Not like quarterback isn't their
Sets up a
starter,
third and goal.
running back isn't their starter.
Rudolph looking to throw. The ball comes out, but
They gotta go for it.
I don't know about you, but I could hear
What?
and feel the sigh of relief.
So what if it's not if it's a fumble or not? Oh, it's first down, that's how. That's why.
so the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole
That was so
format of
close
what's
to being
about
an
to happen
interception, too.
because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. This defense so strong all afternoon long, well executed again there.
This is a group that really functions well off of each other. No matter what the assignment, the other person fills in the exact proper spot. They've made it very, very hard for them to find open places to throw the football.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Oh, a lot of contact right there. No call, maybe got away with one.
What are you doing questioning the contact on that play? Let them play. And, you know, it was a late-game situation. And I think that probably played into it. The officials, they want to let the players determine it down the stretch.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Rudolph now to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Connor, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here.
They trying to get in field goal
with
position.
28 seconds to go in this football game. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
Another one.
And that'll set them back 5. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty, because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Now Rudolph. And that is incomplete. He was unable to complete it there.
Once again, they gotta go for this.
Expect from him. He's been off the mark
Really?
from start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Run the clock out, yeah, right.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Mayfield. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
Gotta throw the Hail Mary
So
here.
the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Mayfield. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going, because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Here we go now.
4th down, Mayfield. He's going to launch this thing way down, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett, and a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled,
overtime in
least,
Madden
because now
too.
the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in Week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that. But I think that they were right about this one.
And the Steeler pressure.
Saw it coming. I tried to throw it, but they got to me before I could.
Dupree. From that outside linebacker spot, he's able to get in there for a loss of 9. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A nice pickup there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for third.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful.
Nowhere to escape.
Once again, I tried to throw it, but I got hit.
Bud Dupree in there to pick up his second sack now of the
I'm gonna say this is not the time.
The amount of
in my
sacks that they've
opinion, to
absorbed
start.
in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
Let's go.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they give up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run. Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Emmanuel Ogba getting him once again. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Nowhere to go that time. It's a 46-yard punt with a loss on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. A first down throw from Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
A second down throw for Mayfield. A hit as he throws there.
Guy was throwing to us wide open,
looking for
so.
Landry that time, and it'll bring up third down. Another nice job there defensively. They've really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face, good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some
Okay, nothing dumb now. Nothing dumb.
Steelers signal for another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And an alley to run. And he's
Not take the field goal.
To the 20 before he's dropped. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. This to win it in overtime. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. This to win it in overtime.
No! That's some bull. If they didn't have this dumb camera angle, I would have done it. No, I'm so mad now. No, if they didn't have that dumb camera angle, I'm so mad.
Possession, and there's no worse time to have an empty possession.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, and remember the situation now,
if that dumb camera angle didn't show up.
From here on out, you can bet he's begging for a chance to redeem himself. But the question now is, will that chance ever come?
This one complete, right side to McDonald. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And play will be stopped here with 10 seconds remaining in overtime as they've called a timeout. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, how about this? The very, very rare tie that we just witnessed. Hard to believe.
You don't see it very often. A bonus period of
Can't believe
football.
we actually tied.
Both teams go home a little bit unsatisfied.
So that will be it. And how about that to start a season, Charles? Both teams 0-0-1.
Say that again?
Yeah, 0-0-1.
That is not what you expect to see when you look at the box scores, right? When you look at the standings after a game like that. And do you really think they worked the whole summer, the whole offseason to come in week 1 and leave with a tie?
No, I don't. But, hey, I guess better than being 0-1-0.
Good point.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin.
I guess this is
on EA Sports. For more,
match.
log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long.
And thanks for watching, everybody. And goodbye.